It is confirmed cancer.
Yeah! Check out this headline. Just when you thought that there couldn't be a more beautiful title than yesterday, bam! Encore! Encore! Hey, we wanted to release a good video today, but they won't let me slap!
Won't let me stop!
I'm tired of saying I'm tired of winning. This is the stage we're at now. What is happening? Have we just accidentally gone into a parallel universe where our side of reality is reality? What? This is not supposed to be. Okay, Zoomers, you are too young to remember what it was like being us growing up, but these were the unshakable institutions of our youth. The Project and QandA. God help us all. You only remember the point when it was just completely irrelevant. You know, those other 26 seasons of The Simpsons or whatever the hell it is. You remember that period of those shows. These were the monumental, unshakable Twin Towers. That's actually a really bad analogy, but you know what I'm trying to get at, right? But I suppose actually it's pretty good because bam, and then right after the other one, when it was that an accident? Double bam! What the hell? It's gone! Look! Can I just say, I am just as happy as I was yesterday. You know, I was describing the Project as the ABC with ads. Well, the ABC is the ABC with my fucking tax dollars. Oh my God, it was so infuriating having to watch that show week after week when it was just the pinnacle. It used to get 2 million people tuning in to watch 5 nobodies express their pointless opinions out to an audience of just the most insufferable people that you usually see on the bus, and you're like, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're a
And as for you, I don't know you, but I'm sure you're a jerk.
like that type of person putting up their hand and going, here's my shitty opinion, and I've been thinking about this shitty opinion for a long time. Let me ask this leading question to some nobody that works at the Australian. And this was supposed to be seen as this big, good, healthy thing for democracy. I can tell you right now from experience with the ABC, when you go onto the ABC, they tell you before you go on air, you're not allowed to talk about these things. Essentially what you are watching there is a really, really boring version of WWE. That's it. And as a result, sorry, but the actual WWE exists. You're not a drawer anymore, QandA. Oh, who'd have thought some loser at the IPA duking it out with some loser at the Australia Institute wouldn't be a ratings gravy train forever. And look, this is the worst thing about the ratings now, because you look at the umbrella articles about it and they say, oh yeah, QandA pulls in a solid 700,000 a week. Ratings were always bullshit to begin with. They always hid them. It was always, oh, well, you know, it was on one TV screen in Gosford, so let's just assume that 75% of Gosford was watching. It was always these weird little, it was just nothing. It's just some guy in a room guessing and then going over to Toyota and saying, can I have some money now? That was always ratings in Australia. But in this day and age, it has gotten so much worse because they're kind of just doing the bullshit little TikTok view click thing now and then putting that into their bullshit guesstimation. So, oh yeah, it was on ABC iView and someone looked at it for like a nanosecond. That counts as the view. Actually, it counts as 10 views. I know that this is just Friendly Geordies talks about the bad old days, the channel now to Zoomers, but Zoomers, you really don't know how good you've got it these days. You really don't, with your endless sources of digital distraction that have completely shattered your brains. I'm telling you, that was better than us having our brains melted by programs like this, where we had this illusion that there was this sort of democratic platform happening, this modern Athenian debate that all the citizens would come in and watch. But it just wasn't that. These were all pre-approved ABC talking heads going at it and saying absolutely nothing. Don't you think that the vast majority of times that you ever tuned into QandA, it was exactly like listening to Malcolm Turnbull talk, where it was like, what the fuck was even said? And also, why is everything on this so boring? Why is everyone tuning into this? These were the questions that should have been asked on Q&A. What the fuck is the point of this? I think Paul Keating summed it up best when someone asked him, oh, you should go on Q&A, because that was always the thing, right? Like, oh, you should just totally go on Q&A. Q&A is just the pinnacle. That's how you know you've made it in life, you know? Not being Prime Minister, being on Q&A as a Prime Minister. Oh, yeah, now you're famous. So someone asked him that, and then his response, classic Keating, was, why the hell would I go on the modern day equivalent of Punch and Judy? Which is exactly what it is. Oh my God, that guy, you have no idea how much I'm going to cry when he dies. That's going to be like when the Queen died and you had all those old servicemen just standing out of the coffin forever. I'm going to be one of those guys that is just standing at his grave for about a month. Because he just so sums it up so well. Isn't that exactly what it is? Just that old shitty puppet show from the Middle Ages of just like, shut up, punch, ow, ow, ow. That was just, this was seen as highbrow. This is why I thought that the time came too soon for the Channel 9 shitty version of it, and way too late for Q&A. That should, again, like the project, why wasn't it cancelled a decade ago? And why was the verdict cancelled a decade ago? It deserved more time, damn it. It was so much better. It was Carl Stefanovic instead of some smug ABC stalwart. Yes, this is another $200,000 of taxpayer dollars to sit here and scratch my chin and make the odd smug remark that makes the audience go, even though half of them didn't understand the gag anyway. Like, this was just Carl Stefanovic getting on footy players, Jackie Lambie, all the scum of society, duking it out. It always seemed like it was just about to break out into a Jerry Springer fight. It was just this close for it to going away. Now that's television, don't you reckon? Jackie Lambie strangling a footy player as he's getting punched in the gut. That truly just Punch and Judy at that point. That's what it should have been. These tawdry talk show panels of absolute nobodies whose opinions are completely worthless, bought and paid for anyway, that should be commercial television stuff. They should just make it way more grabby, like the verdict was doing, but it just didn't work because, you know, it's Channel 9, for fuck's sake. It's cheap to begin with. But that's what it should have been on the ABC, I think. It should have just been people that were about to belt each other, the show. Because nothing's getting expressed intellectually here anyway. The only time that I honestly think the format of Q&A worked was when you had, say, just Bill Shorten versus the entire audience for an hour. Basically, you know what it was? It's just Jubilee has done Q&A better than Q&A did. They've got it way better. It should have just been Bill Shorten versus 20 Liberal supporters, the show. That would have been way better than just, okay, yeah, what have we got here? Just someone's 2-minute little comment here that's boring, and we're just chucking this person's 2-minute comment that sucks, and who would have ever guessed this? The person that asked the question in the first place sucks. I'm telling you, the only thing that was worse than the panel was the audience. Every time I ever looked at the audience, I thought, I'm them? This is me? How could you not look at the people there trying to be all like, gotcha, oh yeah, I'd be a great parliamentarian, that kind of person, and thinking to yourself, oh yes, these are my tribe right here. This is my fellow people. Ugh. Oh my God. And so again, the reason that I'm happy about this is because this is just another one of those pillars of a time where there was this false impression in the mainstream press that there was this discourse, that there was these good media outlets and institutions that were, you know, holding people to account and all that kind of shit, when the reality is, no, there really isn't. It's just noise. That's what that show was, noise. But the noise, I think because of the graphics, and again, I think because there's just somebody that worked at, I don't know, like the ABC breakfast program on ABC Radio National for a while, mediating the noise. It really felt like that there was something happening there, but it's just all smoke and mirrors. It's all an act. And I think that that is just so obvious in the modern age, yeah? Now, the modern age is filled with its own problems. As we've shown over and over again, you are just getting all of these new channels that are cropping up that are saying absolute shit and filth, and they are just peddling it out, and there is no repercussions for them whatsoever. And yes, I understand that on the traditional media outlets, there was that sort of trash was stylized to make it seem like it was more proper, and there was actual like fact checking going on here. And trust me, I get that is a complete and utter illusion. But I think that the modern age is getting way scarier because that silo bubble effect is going to one day, let's be honest, destroy democracy. It already is, frankly. So yeah, but just know that just because these bubbles exist now doesn't mean that what we had before with these monoliths that gave off these impressions of, no, there actually is democracy happening here. It was so manufactured, like Arab Spring level manufactured, you know? Good riddance. And also good riddance just because...
While you're recording, Jordan,
yeah.
it's no longer reportedly cancelled. It is confirmed cancelled.
Yeah! Suck a Here's my A to QandA. Suck it! Oh, man. Okay, my endorphin levels just went up more. I think I'm gonna die of happiness. If this keeps happening at this level, I'm gonna have a heart attack and die. I'm gonna be like one of those old men that gets caught in a hotel getting their dick sucked by a prostitute at the age of 90 and just being like, what a way to go. Stop sucking me off, reality. I'm sick of it. Oh, okay, look. I'm gonna have to stop. I really have to sit down for a second. I'm not making this up. I am seeing stars in my vision right now. And those stars are the stars of yesteryear collapsing into the ground where they should have been a decade ago. Oh, okay, no, all right, I'm losing vision. I'm ending the video. Make sure that you get a Kevin 27 shirt and we'll see you next time. Holy fuck, so happy.